now. Mullen Motors lot is full of great vehicles to take home, so you don't have to worry about your current car struggling through another season. Come check out their lot just north of 48th and Lake and find your next ride. As your fall schedule gets busy, you'll need a reliable way to get to your destinations. Mullen Motors.
No taglines, just quality vehicles. Mullen Motors.
LES is proud to be powered by your family, your friends, your neighbors, local people serving local people. Learn more about what a career at LES can offer you at les.com/careers.
Where will your path take you, traveler? To seek fortune in a new career? Or on a journey to distant lands for a well-deserved vacation? Wherever you go, one distraction could spell disaster. You can change your fate, adventurer. Don't drive distracted. Paid for by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
You already know that Select Plumbing takes care of all your plumbing needs, including water heaters, faucet repairs, leaks, drips, sump pumps, and more. Now, they're able to help you with your heating and air conditioning as well. Select Plumbing has recently expanded into residential heating and air, and they're excited to bring this new service to their complete list of plumbing services. Call to book an appointment today at 402-560-6197 or go to selectplumbinginc.com, serving Lincoln, Seward, Milford, and the surrounding areas.
Rico here with HIS Auto Care at 70th and Van Dorn, letting you know HIS is a great place to bring your vehicle for service. With superior service bumper to bumper, we'll treat your vehicle like it's your mother's. Doesn't get any better than that. So call 402-488-8934 and HIS Auto will make you glad you did. 5% off, mention this ad, and for sure your mother will be proud you called. 402-488-8934, HIS Auto Care, 70th and Van Dorn. God bless you.
Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits is your place in North Lincoln to go for all your needs in wine, spirits, and beer. They also have a large variety of cigars in their walk-in humidor, and they have a top-notch walk-in, temperature-controlled, high-end wine bar. Plus, you can enjoy free samples from their tasting bar. There's only one place to go for all your needs for wine, beer, spirits, and cigars. Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits on North 27th Street in Lincoln.
In every office, there's two types of people. There are those who bring in bagels and those who eat the bagels that someone else brought in. Everybody likes the first person. Be that first person. Weekday mornings at 7:30, you have a chance to win a business box of bagels from Bagels & Joe. All you have to do is shut up, Sipple. 2 questions for you, 2 for Sip. Win, and the bagels are yours. Lose, well, you don't want to lose.
You lost Monday, you lost Wednesday, you're a loser.
Shut up, Sipple. Weekday mornings at 7:30, brought to you by Bagels & Joe.
There's nothing quite like the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese beef. The Mercado offers unique ingredients you can't find anywhere else, open every day from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. The full-service butcher shop and retail store is wonderful for meat lovers with their exclusive certified Piedmontese beef and assorted sausages, plus other quality meats, including pork, chicken, and a wide range of the freshest seafood. Plus, every Friday from 11 to 2, the Mercado serves up the best lunch in town on their Friday Feast menu. Stop in at the Mercado today at 84th and Havelock or visit their website at cpmercado.com to see current deals.
Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. This is Old School, sponsored by the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. Broadcasting veteran Derek Pearson.
When you find something that moves them, that makes them smile, celebrate it. That's your task. That's your superpower.
Nebraska Football Hall of Famer Jay Foreman.
Rifles a pass. It was tipped. It's picked off by Foreman. He's at the 15, 10, 5. He'll score!
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
What up? Happy Tuesday. What up? You got me? What up? Happy Tuesday. This is Old School. Jay Foreman, DP Austin, coming at you live from 1040 O Street. We are brought to you by the Mercado, Certified Piedmontese, Special Ingredients, a butcher shop, 84th and Havelock, 30th and Yankee Hill. Every type of meat, every type of cut. They got 2 other locations, 84th and Old Cheney and 168th and Maple up there in the O. So we apologize for Austin. That's on me, man. This is usually the one I do?
No, you're on the other one.
Yeah, can we switch back?
We can switch back.
Yeah.
Okay, you're up.
Yeah.
We're good.
Yeah. My bad, Austin. Yeah, that was my bad.
Now we're good.
I got to keep you on your toes, dog.
I was not on my toes.
It was a little something. Don't say it. Talk about me on my toes or slew-footed, Austin. We got
not a word. I know better. We're having a good day today.
Yeah, we are. We are. It's a great day because you know what it is? It was Black Shirt Day. the guys got their black shirts, and I always look at it like it's obviously great memories, and take pride in it being a black shirt and having one for 4 years. But the one thing that was told to me, and I'll never forget it. Troy Dumas was playing with the Chiefs, and obviously other older guys, because I was a freshman and got one. And felt like I had to constantly earn it every single day or whatever. Oh, we got to take a pause. You know what? That is the greatest form of jaywalking right there by that young lady.
Man.
Listen, she has an umbrella, a phenomenal Minnesota Twins hat on, and said, "You know what? I'm not walking across there where the sidewalk or the crosswalk is. I'm just walking right through traffic." I said, "You know what?" And then the best part, stood in the middle, played Frogger. You ever play that game?
Oh, love me some Frogger.
Yeah. But back to the black shirts, I was told to me is like, this is the first step, man. And the first step is obviously you earned it. Now you got to earn it every single day. And then the biggest thing, obviously, you got to perform. You got to perform on and off the field, in and out of the weight room, in and out of the meeting rooms, how you hold yourself, or, represent yourself out in public. There is no off switch. And so, it's a deep rooted tradition in Nebraska history. So these guys have achieved an accomplishment, but the best accomplishment is be a part of the turnaround and go out there and be a better defense, or along with that, be a better version of yourself than you were last year, and obviously continue to hammer down and cement you earning a black shirt.
I'm trying to measure up to this thing. So I was talking to some high school kids, right when the announcements came out. So some kids from North Star. Do you think high school kids know the story of black shirts, where it originates and what it?
No,
what
these
it
kids, not really. And that's just because they're young. I mean, they're they are focused on probably themselves. That's first and foremost. Second, learning tradition is probably not at their priority list. I mean, obviously you learn about the black shirts as you start to at least if they're football players, as you start to really, really get invested in football and start to watch football, and start to learn about different schools you possibly would like to attend, or just learn about your home school or hometown school, which would be Nebraska, and then learn about the traditions. But I think it's just a different society of kids right now. But like I tell people, I didn't know anything about the black shirts till I started getting down here. And that's because I didn't see Nebraska on TV. There wasn't a lot, but these kids can see Nebraska and other teams across the nation more readily than I was able to.
I think kids in Lincoln should know, or at least have some understanding, just because it's Nebraska football. But
They
I can
should.
understand, guys coming from out of state where maybe they'd have to learn about it on their recruiting visit, because I don't think black shirt resonates as much today as it did, 25 years ago.
Right. Yeah. I mean, and the standards probably change, not necessarily, you can't really talk about this staff, but there's other staffs that really, didn't embrace it. I mean, the whole thing with Bo, where he'd hand out 2, then it'd be 6, and then he'd get sometimes he wasn't giving them out to the end of the year. It just kind of, sometimes, and Bo had his reasons. He was the head coach and was very successful. So this is not a knock on him, but, the tradition of it was, glossed over at times. Now, is there a right or wrong way? No. Defense, the idea of a defense is different, now. But you got to start somewhere. And it just comes in, look, man, if you come to work every day and enjoy what you're doing, and it's going to be hard, and you go out there and prepare and do everything you need to do and make some sacrifices, you're going to be a good player and a good defense. And that's what Nebraska needs to do. Now, you want them to be better than, you can't sit up there, well, this is what we were last year. Now, last year's over. That's a good starting point, but let's go out there and try to be, better overall as a defense than we were last year. And have a effect in every single game in a positive way.
Is that a thing where having a black shirt come in and kind of tell the story of the importance of being a black shirt?
I mean, you could, but the game, you got a game in like 3 days, and I'm sure, I'm assuming that they know. I know that, I don't think I don't think this staff shies away from it. I know for a fact they don't. I know they respect it. And so I'm sure they know. And these kids are receptive of it, and one thing I want to say is, like, sometimes you hear, like, I was doing a speech or signing up in Omaha, and a younger guy comes up and he's like, man, it's like it's hard for guys to come down there and play right now because of the expectations. I was like, it's easy. And he was like, he was shocked by it. And I look at it like this is what's weird. It's like, now there's some guys that are in the media and they can't get out of the, just sticking in the 90s. I try to I think what we did in the 90s, it will never be replicated. Alabama, I think, is the closest, probably has done it. So that's like, nobody's ever going to do what the Patriots have done before. But I just look at what we did in order to achieve success and know that if any team, take Nebraska out of it, any team does that, they will be successful. So I'm looking at like just the basics of what we did or what we were built on. That, like, how many times you think you're really going to have a Tommy Frazier, Lawrence Phillips, Amon Green, walk through your run, like your skill position room? Not much.
Every year.
Yeah, it doesn't happen like that. These
every year.
I mean, I was fortunate enough to make the decision to come down here to play with one of the greatest college football quarterbacks of his time and one of the greatest running backs, two running backs in Nebraska's storied history of running backs, just on a humbug. I mean, Nebraska was like my third choice. I just kind of fell into it. So, but then I made the most of it. So if you just take that type of mentality, I'm here, I'm going to do everything I can possibly to be the best player I can be. And that's everybody on this program. You're going to be successful. Now, will you win 3 national championships in 4 years? Most likely not. There's a lot of competition.
You are. It's easy, Jay. Everybody does it.
Yeah, but that's that. But that's the thing. Everybody thinks that since you were part of success, that's what you think needs to happen. That's not it. I can speak. I feel very comfortable speaking for a lot, especially for the guys on defense. It's not. It's not sitting out there and saying, "Man, you guys weren't as good." Guys don't do that. Now, if they do, that's an individual person that has their own agenda. But a lot of guys don't do that.
I think part of the model is too, when you compare Nebraska to other places, is that you mentioned multiple times on the show, Nick Saban learned a lot from Coach Osborne. Right? Is Kirby Smart the next Nick Saban, who is the next Tom Osborne? No, probably not. But what Nick Saban did was adapted what worked at Nebraska for what worked at LSU and Alabama.
Right.
What Kirby's done is taken what's worked at Alabama and adapted it to Georgia, right? Some people say, oh, it's getting watered down. It's not the same. I think it's just adapted, right? Watered down is Tom Osborne to Scott Frost. We try to do the same thing, but maybe the full effort isn't put into replicating it. Same steps aren't taken. Nebraska can't water down the traditions. It has to adapt them. And there's a big difference there. Yeah, you're 100% correct. I mean, I think for guys that came in and talked about it and all this other stuff, you said it or had it's like the house looked like it, but what really made the house spectacular or what the program, how we work was what's inside. And that's not paying the bills on time.
Right. That's not going to change. So it's like working hard, doing more than what you're asked, being a good teammate, holding each other accountable. When the lights are on, lights are off. Loving football, embracing the hard stuff. I mean, that's just what it is. Everything we did was uncomfortable. Every practice was beyond the point of like, yeah, this is, you start getting uncomfortable in one of our practices about it right after group work is on. And then it's over, but it just becomes part of habit. So it's like, so all those things, and I'm sure they've been working hard and all that stuff and doing all those things that's different. So for the Blackshirts now, don't worry about, make your own name for yourself. Here's what I'll say before we go to break. I think it's a great time for these guys if they really, really embrace the opportunity. And I hate to say these guys, we're all in it together, but this team and these young men, that if they embrace the opportunity to be a part of a foundation that hopefully 5 years from now, like, okay, these guys actually embraced and did everything the coach wanted to do and then some. And you know what? They played dang good and they were the start. They were like the standard, that kind of like, this is what you reference, to do. And sometimes you got to be a building block, but the building blocks last forever. I was just talking to the scout from Houston and he was asking me when I was there, I was like, the first 3 years, he was like, yeah, but you guys had laid the foundation in there. And I didn't feel like it at that time. But trust me, looking out there and taking them L's, that was not fun. But it's part of the deal that you have to you got to start somewhere. I mean, people forget about the Kansas City Chiefs teams that you line up and do, 21 personnel and just walk it down the field. Now you got Mahomie, and now everybody's like, oh, this is the way it always was. It wasn't always like that. There was times where Georgia couldn't win a big game. What was the DP?
They had some bad quarterbacks, man.
Well, when they had, what's the dude? This brother was the bachelor, Murray.
Yeah, Aaron Murray.
Mm-hmm. They were up 28-0 on somebody in the SEC championship and lost. So it's a process that every school goes through. Then that's not dummy or minimize.
Clemson's in the same boat.
Yeah, I mean, look, Notre Dame went through it for multiple years.
Still are,
and so everybody's in a different little cocoon. It just matter what how well you can grow and get out of it. But black shirts are important though.
It's a big day.
Yeah,
it's a big day.
Yeah, it should be something that you never forget.
It's a big day.
But you got to earn it every day. It's the hardest thing ever, man. It is, man. Austin.
Harder than anything you did in the NFL?
I had to make a team. Yeah, I mean, it's up there. I mean, it is. I mean, it's different though. We'll take a break, and I'll tell you the really distinct difference between college and the pros. It's very black and white, but then it's not. But we're gonna take a quick break. Jay Foreman, DP Austin. We'll be right back.
You're listening to Old School with DP and J. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Are you ready to join a family-owned local company that values innovation, integrity, and excellence? Look no further than Lincoln Industries. They're hiring for first and third shift production roles, as well as multiple engineering and sales positions. Whether you're an engineer ready to design groundbreaking solutions or a sales professional eager to connect with clients, they've got a place for you. Come join their family. Visit www.lincolnindustries.com for more information.
Husker Nation. Your women's basketball team is gearing up for another incredible season, and you can be right in the heart of the action. Get your season tickets today and guarantee your spot for another year of Husker dominance. Witness every key basket, every clutch steal, and celebrate every victory with the most dedicated fans in the nation. Don't wait. Head over to huskers.com/tickets and secure your seat for this unforgettable season. Go Big Red. There's nothing quite like the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese beef. The Mercado offers unique ingredients you can't find anywhere else, open every day from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. The full-service butcher shop and retail store is wonderful for meat lovers with their exclusive certified Piedmontese beef and assorted sausages, plus other quality meats, including pork, chicken, and a wide range of the freshest seafood. Plus, every Friday from 11 to 2, the Mercado serves up the best lunch in town on their Friday Feast menu. Stop in at the Mercado today at 84th and Havelock or visit their website at cpmercado.com to see current deals.
Garage doors can be expensive. Are you keeping yours in the best condition possible? This is Cameron Hall with Doors Plus. Doors Plus is a locally owned business that prides itself on the fast, reliable, and friendly service. Doors Plus offers flexible scheduling so you can book an appointment that fits your busy day. My team and I will come out to your property, both commercial and residential, and provide you with the necessary information you need to make sure your garage door is in working and smooth condition. Give Doors Plus a call today at 402-590-5800 to book an appointment and learn more about our preventative maintenance plans. Doors Plus, garage doors, and more.
This is where it happens. Long hikes with friends, kayaking adventures with family, more horseback riding, zipline gliding, rock face climbing, hammock camping fun than you could ever imagine. And it's all outdoors, amongst the trees and across the prairie, here beneath Nebraska skies. Plan an outing today at yournebraskaadventure.com. Sponsored by Nebraska Game and Parks, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
A team succeeds when they work together. Banking's no different. At UBT, we're in your corner for every financial move you want to make. Your money's backed by a roster of experts who put in the work to know you and your community. So whether you're opening a savings account, buying a home, or planning your future, you always know who to turn to. Working together toward your financial goals. That's a win in our playbook. Union Bank and Trust. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Rosie's Sports Bar and Grill. Open for lunch and dinner at 1501 Center Park Road. Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits is your place in North Lincoln to go for all your needs in wine, spirits, and beer. They also have a large variety of cigars in their walk-in humidor, and they have a top-notch walk-in, temperature-controlled, high-end wine room. Plus, you can enjoy free samples from their tasting bar. There's only one place to go for all your needs for wine, beer, spirits, and cigars. Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits on North 27th Street in Lincoln.
Early break.
And then a week after retirement, he was flipping burgers in a what would you call that truck? A
food truck?
Food truck.
What kind of truck would that be with food in it?
Words are hard.
What is that? There's a truck. They show up. They show up at noon, and then they drive in, and it's a food. Oh, I can't put it together. I can't get this food truck.
Food truck.
Early break from 6 to 8 every weekday morning on 93.7 The Ticket.
This show's pretty rockin', huh?
Yeah, I'm so glad my State Farm agent helped me go.
Huh?
My State Farm agent. They help me with options to personalize my auto insurance to get a great rate that fits my budget, so I don't have to give up the things I love.
Wow. Hey, so do you think I could get your State Farm agent's number?
Call your local State Farm agent, Vinny Krekak, at 402-474-1173.
Individual premiums and budgets will vary by customer. All applicants subject to State Farm underwriting requirements.
Are you looking for a new spot to relax and unwind? The Post, located on the south side of the Telegraph District on the corner of 20th and N Street, is perfect for a group hangout or a relaxing evening. The Post has plenty of exciting events open to the public, like Whiskey Wednesday and poker tournaments on Sundays. Looking for a spot for a private event? Ask them about their indoor patio. The Post, located at 20th and N Street in Lincoln.
Tune in to 93.7 The Ticket as soon as the clock hits 0 for the Jay Foreman postgame show. Listen to expert analysis from the Husker Hall of Famer, an 8-year NFL veteran, for 90 minutes after the game. The Jay Foreman postgame show, sponsored by Anderson Ford, Tanner's Bar and Grill, Tavern 180, Elway Power Sports of Lincoln, Vinny Krekak of State Farm Insurance, and Action Plumbing, Heating, AC, and Electrical on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Back to old school with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
What up? We're back. The old school crew in effect. 1040 O Street. Another hot day, but not as blazing hot as yesterday. But it's still heating up. Was heating up as we're getting closer and closer to Saturday. But as I said before the break, DP and Austin, the distinct difference between college and the pros is this is a funny thing. I remember going to my first training camp, driving from Lincoln to Buffalo. And the closer and closer I got, your boy got scared. I was like, man, am I good enough? You know, because, minicamp can give you false hope, or whatever. You got to put the pads on. And, we had a pretty good team going up there in Buffalo. And my agent was like, hey, man, don't get close to nobody because guys could get cut left and right. And so what that means as far as the Blackshirts versus, pros versus college, a lot of these guys, you come in and you go through the grind together. Guys that I eventually had Blackshirts with, we were in the North locker room, which was where look, man, you got one pair of socks, a girdle, you weren't getting no extras. And you didn't have hardly any hot water. And you had just a regular urinal that you would have in the stadium. And then one, like if you had to drop a deuce, there was no enclosure. So you had to get real familiar with people.
And no Whataburger with it.
No Whataburger with it. You weren't getting anything. And it was steel lockers and stuff like that. So you go through some stuff together. So you guys it's a bond that you're here at, there was no transfer portal. If you had to transfer, I think you wanted to play right away, you had to transfer down. And I think if you transferred up, you had to sit out. I don't remember. I just know you'd have to most likely sit out a year. So you're here 4 or 5 years together. Whereas the pros, if you think of the really good defenses back in the day, take Pittsburgh out because they generally would draft and develop guys second contract. But like Carolina, when you were working with the Panthers, or like when I was in Houston, we had guys, for instance, Jeff Posey. I got traded down there. Jeff Posey was just a flyer. They just picked him up. He had a great year. We had the number 6 ranked defense in the whole league. He gone after the season. You know what I'm saying? I was in Vegas and got a text. He's like, yeah, I'm signing. He actually went up to Buffalo. So, I mean, but that's the difference in the pros and the college where like you could have a, great defense, but guys kind of are moving parts. Whereas the tradition of college, and at least was, you could, you build it with guys, because you could be 2 or 3 years to, like Grant and me, and me and Grant and Jason, and we all kind of 3 or 4 years as black shirts.
Is it easier or more difficult to change the status of a defense in the NFL or the college game? Like to go from being a good defense at Nebraska, from a good defense to a great defense at Nebraska, versus becoming a good defense to a great defense at Buffalo?
I think it's a little bit harder in college, just because there's so much fluidity now. And now there's fluidity in the pros, but like when I'd be willing to bet when Buffalo got Bruce Smith, they instantly went from middle of the pack, or lower middle of the pack, to right on time. Then they had Cornelius Bennett and all those guys.
Yeah, they went and got a bunch of folks.
Right. And so that just take this. So then also
Carlton Bailey came in, Odom came in. Like they brought in.
Now Nate Odom can cover a lot better, right? And be a lot more good. Then they got Big Bank Henry Jones, and then he's the safety. Then they had Mark Kelso. Remember, he had that extra hat, which is essentially
extra dome,
but it's essentially what they wear now in practice, is the Guardian caps. I mean, that's essentially what he had. So I think it's a little, one player, you get Dion, right? Dallas gets Dion, or San Francisco gets Dion. All of a sudden,
well, what he did, he was Atlanta. What he did in Atlanta was to change it, and not every first round defensive player chosen changes level and location.
But that's how quick it can be.
That's the plan. Yeah. But like Darryl Green came in, won the starting job. Yeah. But remember that they were Super Bowl team the year before. They literally were Super Bowl team the year before. As a matter of fact, I think he came in and replaced Brian Davis from Nebraska.
Yeah.
Like, I think that was a big part of it, right? It's rare.
Yeah.
But with the transfer portal now and NIL, is it easier now to get better defensively quickly at the college level?
Yeah, I mean, if you hit on those guys, and I think a perfect example of that, or a team to keep an eye on, is probably Ole Miss.
I thought you were going to say SMU. I really did.
Nah, because Ole Miss really dug in. I mean, they got Prince Will's brother. They got the defense. I mean,
who has more money to put into it?
Ole Miss is SMU?
Yeah.
It's like a coin flip.
Yeah. They're both.
But what I'm saying is you can instantly go from, let's say, an average to okay defense to really good if you start to hit in your transfer portal guys. So that's essentially free agency or draft, because you're drafting the guys, right? Or whatever you want to call it. Or you could get that one player that can just help you so much on defense that it makes the offense better. So an example of that is your boy Nick Scruton from Purdue going to Texas A&M, I think. Let's see what he does down there. Well, obviously it's a new regime, obviously top to bottom, but let's see how much of a big impact he has there, going to play with, in theory, better players. That's going to in the best conference. That's going to help that offense and that defense instantly, right? And so that's what you're paying for these guys. But Ole Miss, the reason why I say Ole Miss is someone to kind of watch is because they hit a lot on the transfer portal and added some legit players to a defense that was middle of the road. And they have an offensive coach that likes to score points. So what needs to catch up is that defense. Now, when you look at a team, I'm trying to read your brain, like Ohio State.
Yeah,
that was already one of the better defenses. Now they just got the cherry on top. You get the best safety in college football to transfer in. You got everybody else to come back. That's a different scale. The scale with Ole Miss, like you said, is their defense was, in theory, like
the numbers were good.
The numbers were good. Reality wasn't. Right? So
especially in critical situations.
Right. So in big games. So we'll see and part of it, man, and we saw this against, if Florida State's a good example of it. They get all four of those guys that they had up front were supposed to be they are not supposed to be. They are now. And offense. Actually, Florida State's a great example of it, both sides of the ball. Tremendously talented through the portal, right? Guys that either were backing up or rotational players at Alabama, Georgia. Marvin Jones Jr. came in there. So you got dudes in there, and they're playing. But gelling is so hard. And and I will say this, it's easier to gel in the pros because they're professionals, or at least were.
Well, the rest of the players are professional, right?
Yeah,
That
I mean,
college,
yeah.
if you're going to be that transitional player, you've got to elevate a whole bunch of people who are transitional.
Yeah.
The NFL, you're getting the best of the best anyway.
Right.
Right. So then it's just a matter of, okay, I need to do my job. If I do my job, take some of the burden off of Jay, he's going to be good enough for us to get great.
Yeah, look no further than Houston Texans, right? So, you had Will Anderson last year. Great pick. You go get Daniil Hunter. Great pick. Then they got the other dude they brought in from like either the Colts or the Raiders, a defensive tackle.
Was it
Autry.
Yeah.
Right?
For 6 games.
For 6 games. But when he comes back, but guess what Daniil Hunter is supposed to do? He has one job. That's the difference in the pros. They will sign you to do one thing and one thing only. And his job is to affect the quarterback or make Will Anderson better, which both of them make him better. That's the difference. And it's easier because you got all the pieces in the evaluation and they're pros. And here's also the age gap can be higher in the league, as high in the league. So say you're a rookie at 23 and you're playing with a bunch of 28-year-olds. In college, you're 20 or you're 22 playing with 18-year-olds. It's totally different. And so
that experience,
and it's 4 years.
You just move the maturity window 4 years.
Yeah, it's not talent, it's knowledge.
Right. And body development, mindset.
The difference. I still think that's underrated. That the value between a 27-year-old body versus a 22-year-old body, there's a difference.
Yeah, you're more hardened. You know what it takes.
There's a difference.
And you got to think. The first couple of years you're in the league, you're still trying to figure out your diet, your workout. What weight really worked for you. How do you need to be in a certain system? Like for me, so when I first got to Buffalo, my weight didn't really matter, but it was more or less. Matter of fact, I was just talking to John Richter's son. I was talking to him that how Rusty Jones used to train us was he wanted us to continue to get our football skills better as the season went on. He didn't want us to wear down. So if I came into camp at 240, 42, he was fine with me at 235 because the strength, the speed, the quickness would take over. Then you get in some stuff like, when I got with Dom, you got to think he had Levon Kirkland and Earl Holmes. I mean, it was D lineman. I mean, Levon Kirkland was 300 pounds. Earl Holmes was 260. So, but then you played against Jacksonville. You played against Tennessee. We played Pittsburgh almost every year. So, you had to carry 242 to 244 for me, where I felt like I could still be effective. Then the league changes. So it takes you a while to kind of get your bearings. But then when you're a veteran, you know how your body works. They know, like, okay, well, I need to do this week, and knew how to, and you just don't know it as a young player.
Yeah, it's a lot to learn, and I think that's the business model people are paying attention to going forward.
Right.
From a college standpoint, listen, if you can find having players with 2 years experience matters. Like we figured out that the 2-year body maturity, emotional maturity of a guy who played at a lower level but played versus a high school senior coming out whose body hasn't formed, still has to learn a lot of things of the same talent level. Coaches are going to go towards the more experience.
Oh yeah.
And I think that's kind of the future, the near future of what's going to happen for college football.
College football, I think, has already learned that, right? I mean, look at Iowa, the way that they crank out juniors and seniors that you hadn't heard of for 3 years. The sport that I think is learning that lesson
is baseball.
College basketball.
Oh, basketball too. Sure,
think about the mid-2010s, Duke, Kentucky, and their recruiting battles. Last time either one of those schools won a title was 2015.
Yeah.
Think about what Jay Wright did with Villanova.
Well, but that experience thing.
Got the experience. Baylor.
Not leaving
Kansas,
people to the point.
UConn, right? Those teams supplement with youth where they can, but the cores of those teams are older guys. I think college football's had that down. We might be realizing it more, but college football, I think, has always followed that model.
Well, they're trying to figure out, one, recruiting to pockets of the country where people are just more likely to stay for 4 years. That is a big difference between getting a 5-star that tells you walking in the door, I'm only here for a year, I'm only here for 2 years.
Getting and keeping are different.
Getting a 2 and a 3 or a 3 and a 4 that say, you know what, I'm going to ride with you for 4 years, allows you to build around them for 4 years, allows you to it's a different deal.
Yeah, it's almost mental makeup is just as important as your whatever 40 or whatever, whatever your grading system is, and it's definitely more scientific and stuff. So we're gonna take a quick break, come back, dive into some more stuff, man, because it's Tuesday. I always say after Wednesday, man, the haze in the barn is just a matter of time before you get it on and popping. So Jay Foreman, DP Austin, quick break. We'll be right back.
Watch Old School live on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. Old School with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
There's nothing quite like the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese Beef. The Mercado offers unique ingredients you can't find anywhere else, open every day from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. The full-service butcher shop and retail store is wonderful for meat lovers with their exclusive certified Piedmontese beef and assorted sausages, plus other quality meats, including pork, chicken, and a wide range of the freshest seafood. Plus, every Friday from 11 to 2, the Mercado serves up the best lunch in town on their Friday Feast menu. Stop in at the Mercado today at 84th and Havelock or visit their website at cpmercado.com to see current deals.
This show's pretty rockin', huh?
Yeah, I'm so glad my State Farm agent helped me go.
Huh?
My State Farm agent. They help me with options to personalize my auto insurance to get a great rate that fits my budget, so I don't have to give up the things I love.
Wow. Hey, so do you think I could get your State Farm agent's number?
Call your local State Farm agent, Vinny Krekak, at 402-474-1173.
Individual premiums and budgets will vary by customer. All applicants subject to State Farm underwriting requirements.
At Parkview Animal Hospital in Lincoln, it's not just the professional care that sets them apart, but their warm staff and state-of-the-art facilities. Whether it's for a routine checkup or a comprehensive medical procedure, at Parkview, your pet isn't just another number, but a valued member of their caring family. Visit them at pahlincoln.com today and in person just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Parkview Animal Hospital, your pet, our passion. For happier, healthier furry friends.
College football in Lincoln, America. The time has come. Start your game day off right with the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show. Join the ticket crew as they bring you all the coverage you need to get you ready for the action. It's the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show. Brought to you by General Fire and Safety, Raisin Canes, Perch Merch, Sunbelt Rentals, Mullen Motors, Select Plumbing, and the Kindler Hotel. On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
If you're a homeowner or a business owner, you have a lot of projects, and no one has an unlimited budget or time. Sunbelt Rentals makes all jobs less stressful with no need to purchase large equipment or hire a crew. You can do it yourself with rentals and everything from aerators and power rakes for spring yard work to stump grinders, concrete mixers, tile saws, and more. Check out their inventory in Lincoln, north of Cornhusker Highway on 56th Street, or online at sunbeltrentals.com.
Play ball! Tired of the same old routine? Then bring your crew out to Haymarket Park for a thrilling season of Lincoln Salt Dogs baseball and unleash the fun. Enjoy action-packed home games all week long from May through August. It's the perfect change-up to the typical family night or makes for a home run outing with friends and coworkers. Experience the magic and get in on the excitement. Visit saltdogs.com to secure your tickets now. Unleash the fun.
Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program. Hope is only a conversation away when you choose to share your talent, time, and heart with a child. Together, you can build a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future, 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting LincolnTeammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today.
Garage doors can be expensive. Are you keeping yours in the best condition possible? This is Cameron Hall with Doors Plus. Doors Plus is a locally owned business that prides itself on the fast, reliable, and friendly service. Doors Plus offers flexible scheduling so you can book an appointment that fits your busy day. My team and I will come out to your property, both commercial and residential, and provide you with the necessary information you need to make sure your garage door is in working and smooth condition. Give Doors Plus a call today at 402-590-5800 to book an appointment and learn more about our preventative maintenance plans. Doors Plus, garage doors, and more.
Back to Old School with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Well, we're back. Jay Foreman, DP Austin. Quick segment before we turn it over to the Royals. See if they can pull out a W. We'll go back onto the stream like we did yesterday. Keep dropping nuggets. Because it's cut down day in the league, too.
Got to get to 53.
Yeah, it's cold-blooded. Guys getting traded, man.
Bring your book.
Yeah. They don't even. I think they don't even
Now you
care.
get a text.
They just erase your iPad because they don't have books anymore. They have iPads.
Key cards don't work anymore.
No, you sitting there, you scrolling on your iPad, and all of a sudden it go black.
Yeah. But
coach, I try to watch the crosser.
Hey, some guys,
Not
man.
gonna need it.
Some guys don't answer their phone.
They turn them off. Turn off the tracking.
Oh yeah, but they'll get you when they'll find you though. Well, yeah,
Make sure you find out.
Yeah, when I was in Houston, man, there's guys trying to show up, and they're like, "Nah, you need to go the other way."
Can't cut me if you can't find me.
That's what they think. You cut.
The league finds you.
Yeah. They just put you in like you didn't sign off. You done. You ain't like if you ain't gonna be on the team, you ain't on the team. They ain't gonna keep you because you just went missing in action.
That would be the coldest thing ever. It's just all of your stuff get turned off.
Oh, like from the iPad,
like
or
your
whatever?
iPad, your electricity in the dorm, like all of a sudden it just go black.
Don't want to let you in the hotel because generally,
car
right,
key don't work no more.
Because generally, right now you're in a hotel, and so
Rookie goes to maintenance. Hey, power went out in 214.
No.
Sorry, young buddy.
They'll let you stay for a day, and then but you get 2 or 3 days down there, boy, you're gonna get that credit card bill. But that incidentals turn into a full night stay or something like that. Plus, you ain't getting the team rate after that because the team is already set. But anyway, yeah, we'll talk about that cut down day, man. We'll come back to 5 o'clock hour, get on the stream. Hey, man, cold blooded, man. I'm gonna tell
when
you,
your car key don't work and you come out and they put the blocks on your tires.
Yeah, that would. I wouldn't say they go that far, but they'll do some stuff, man. I'm gonna tell you about the coldest. We had to tighten up a GM one time, and the good thing about it, the coach backed us up. I always say this: cut down day is the hardest day for everybody. How you handle it tells you more about the people that are making the decisions versus not. And there's a right way and wrong way to do it. You never want to embarrass anybody because it will come back on you. I'll tell the story. Jay Foreman, DP Austin. We'll be right back.
You're listening to Old School with DP and J. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Are you looking for a new spot to relax and unwind? The Post, located on the south side of the Telegraph District on the corner of 20th and N Street, is perfect for a group hangout or a relaxing evening. The Post has plenty of exciting events open to the public, like Whiskey Wednesday and poker tournaments on Sundays. Looking for a spot for a private event? Ask them about their indoor patio. The Post, located at 20th and N Street in Lincoln. It's the fall sports season, and that means that the school year is back in session and you're planning road trips for Nebraska football games and following your kids around to their different events. Stop telling yourself you'll upgrade your car someday and do it now. Mullen Motors lot is full of great vehicles to take home so you don't have to worry about your current car struggling through another season. Come check out their lot just north of 48th and Lake and find your next ride. As your fall schedule gets busy, you'll need a reliable way to get to your destinations. Mullen Motors.
No taglines, just quality vehicles. Mullen Motors.
Power outages can impact traffic lights. If you come across a non-functioning traffic light, treat the intersection as a four-way stop. Learn more safety tips at les.com/safety.
With the Planet Fitness Black Card, you don't just get a great workout, you get a great perk out because your membership is packed with perks. For $1 down and $24.99 a month, you'll get perks like access to any of our 2,400 clean and spacious locations. Bring a friend anytime and both work out with tons of equipment that'll give you that big fitness energy. Relax in the Black Card spa and more. Work out and perk out with the PF Black Card. Join for just $1 down and $24.99 a month. Hurry.
This deal ends soon.
See Home Club for details.
Not many businesses can say they've made it 60 years, but Madsen's Bowling and Billiards can. With 12 bowling lanes and the biggest pool room in Nebraska, where else would you go to enjoy an afternoon or evening? There's a great daily specials like $2 Tuesdays, games of bowling, shoe rentals, draft beers, and tacos, all just $2 each. Have a delicious burger at EJ's Lounge before or after your bowling or pool session, and you'll leave satisfied. Madsen's Bowling and Billiards at 47th and Dudley.
This is James Harrell with NP Dodge Real Estate. When I became a licensed realtor, I wanted a brokerage that would help me grow in my new career. I found that in Lincoln First Realty. When Lincoln First was acquired by NP Dodge, the training and support I received only got better. I love knowing I have the power of the NP Dodge brand behind me. I would recommend NP Dodge to new agents looking to jumpstart their real estate career and to current agents who want to take their business to the next level.
Expand your career with NP Dodge. Call Eric at 402-434-2222.
Herrick Services takes this time to wish everyone a happy Labor Day. They are thankful for everyone in the workforce who makes this country great and celebrate a deserved day off to rest and reflect. This important message comes to you from Bart and the folks at Herrick Services, your vending specialists here in Lincoln. Their quality service and expertise has earned them a fine reputation. That's Herrick Services, on the air because they care.
Plains Cover Crop is your one-stop seed shop. Call us now for spring and summer forages, CRP mixes, and fall cover crop blends. We do farm-specific consulting for practical and efficient seed blends to fit your geography and goals. With a very diverse inventory, we will tailor a blend just for you. We're also looking for contract growers, and we buy and sell rye. Find us online at plainscovercrop.com. Timeless agronomy practices paired with modern technology. East Highway 20 in Orchard and across Nebraska.
Tune in to 93.7 The Ticket as soon as the clock hits 0 for the Jay Foreman postgame show. Listen to expert analysis from the Husker Hall of Famer, an 8-year NFL veteran for 90 minutes after the game. The Jay Foreman postgame show, sponsored by Anderson Ford, Tanner's Bar and Grill, Tavern 180, Elway Power Sports of Lincoln, Vinnie Kreekak of State Farm Insurance, and Action Plumbing, Heating, AC, and Electrical on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Hey there, fellas. It's your girl Jordan with Sartor Heyman Jewelry. Let's talk about trading up. Not what you're thinking. You could never trade her in, but you can trade up her stone if you like. Signify the growth of your love, the challenges you have overcome, or any part of your love journey by trading up her diamond. Whether it's been 5 years, 25 years, or 50, say it with a bling. Big love, big bling. We got you. Until next time, this is Jordan at Sartor Heyman Jewelry. Happy shopping, guys.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. This is Old School, sponsored by the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. Broadcasting veteran Derek Pearson.
When you find something that moves them, that makes them smile, celebrate it. That's your task. That's your superpower.
Nebraska Football Hall of Famer Jay Foreman.
Rifles a pass. It was tipped. It's picked off by Foreman. He's at the 15, 10, 5. He'll score!
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
What up? Coming at you live on the stream, Jay Foreman, DP Austin. Brought to you by the Mercado, Certified Piedmontese, Special Ingredients, the Butcher Shop, 84th and Havelock, 30th and Yankee Hill, 84th and Old Cheney, 168th and Maple. Crazy that the Mercado has grown that much in about a year and a half. They're going from 2 locations, just getting the party started when we do live remotes out there, to four total locations, and one obviously up there in the O, or the Metro as they like to call it. But at the end of the 4 o'clock hour, top of the 5 o'clock hour, talk about it's cut down day in the NFL, man. It's always there's always guys that get cut that players definitely feel that we're good enough to make it, and there's a lot of things that go into the evaluation process that players will never know, and you're not expected to know, and so you're not able to know, and they won't let you know. But the one thing that's always that I learned as you got going on in my professional career as a player is how different teams will handle it. I was very fortunate to go in Buffalo. It was a first-class organization from top to bottom. John Butler was our GM. He did everything as first class as he could, as you could expect. Then I go down to Houston. I'll never forget in our first year. And so when you're an expansion team, besides the main roster of guys, you go into training camp, and the bottom of the roster is constantly turning over. And you remember this, DP, from the Panthers. They're bringing guys in. So you play on Sunday. They're bringing guys in Monday and Tuesday to work out. They'll sign a guy. He'll be there for a week. It was just constantly turnover. But I remember this after the first year. And so the league has changed. They have a hard cut down day, which is today. That's your 53-man roster. The way it used to go after the last preseason game, sometimes those would be on Thursday. So you would have 1, 2, like you could practice you would practice Monday, mandatory day off Tuesday, and you could practice depending on when your game Tuesday or Wednesday. I want to miss that, right? So if you had a Monday night game, you could practice Tuesday, Wednesday, whatever. So they could, even though they knew they were going to cut some guys, they could still get sometimes 2, 3, maybe 4, because you could play Thursday and then the rest of the league plays their last preseason game on Saturday. They could get 2 or 3 practices out of you. So you got some young guys didn't know any better. They thought they'd make the team. Well, the decision makers are waiting to see who else got released so they could bring some guys in. And, Buffalo, or not Buffalo, but Houston, we brought in my man, Steve Foley, man. I love Steve Foley. He's from Arkansas, so when he get a sack, he do the Razorback thing. But I'll never forget, man, when we were in Houston, it's my second year. And I remember the first year, and so I was a captain, and we had a unity council thing or whatever, meeting with Dom. I said, Dom, look, man, hey, look, you can't be having guys, we practice early that morning, have a team meeting, come picking guys out right when we got a team meeting, man. I mean, you can't catch the brother. You can't catch the dude in the locker room or something. It's already bad enough you got to practice early that morning because that's what they do. They get one more practice out of some guys. And then you're going to you in there with 60-some guys and, you got some other guys taking physicals. So everybody, some guys are on edge. And I was fortunate enough, obviously, I had to work for it. I knew I was going to be back because I resigned. And I brought it to Dom's attention. Dom, it was crazy because Dom was okay with changing it, being respectful for it. The owner was, which was Bob McNair. Charlie Casserly wasn't.
Of course not.
And he's the GM.
Course. I punch, Charlie Casserly makes me punch air just by saying his name.
Yeah.
Like I'm fighting ghosts whenever you mention Charlie Casserly.
So now eventually, the owner makes, you ain't gonna beat that. But it was so I always say that like this day is, as much as it's somewhat, you got Jamar Chase coming back. Well, somebody's got to be off the roster when he comes back because he's been going on training camp. Yeah, you got Odell Beckham Jr. He's out 4 games. So there's going to be a guy that's going to get a cup of tea or multiple guys get a cup of tea, cup of coffee, as they like to call it. Then they're gone. Like this is not a fun day. The Tennessee Titans traded for Jones, the linebacker, who had a great year last year because the Rams decided not to pay one of the guys that they drafted, developed, and he outperformed. We talked about that contract. Do you get paid for what you've done or what you potentially could do? This guy's in the boat for both. He outperformed originally the draft position, and he still is, in the prime of his career, but they've traded him. So that means somebody in Tennessee got to go.
It's tough. We used to have, I can speak to Charlotte and DC, where a lot of the young players would come and do interns with me right after camp or right before camp and then up to camp and then they'd come back, right? Bartending shifts, guest bartenders. It was appearances, right? So they'd get to know the area. People get to know them. And most of them, you had girlfriends that were, look, they live with you. So, and they go through the whole cut process with you the same way you do.
Yeah, your whole family does.
Right?
Yeah.
And you have to learn it just to go, okay, I'm cut or I made it. And they go, yeah, but pump the brakes because I don't know if we're keeping you. And to hear that and to have these players just be sitting there on the ledge like, okay, dangling feet off the side of a pool. You waiting for folks to let you know whether you're in the game or not. And then you get the phone call that, hey, you need to go to the park.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Yeah. And then you go to the park and then it's, okay, I got cut. Everything sucks. 2 hours later, somebody else calls you.
Yeah. Or they tell you like, we're going to release you. And you're going on the practice squad. So, and it's easier to kind of piece together.
You still have to clear waivers to get to practice squad, right?
Yeah. But generally they'll tell you don't answer the phone.
Yeah.
If you want to be there, and sometimes they keep you on practice squad because they do have plans for you. Because if there's a rash of injuries at a certain position, they're like, hey, look, you're at the bottom you're not the bottom, but look, you're right here. This guy, we're gonna be healthy in 2-3 weeks. And sometimes they'll pay you a little bit more than the practice squad rate. Now, I will tell you this, it's easier to be on the practice squad now and piece together a longer career because in the NFL, by your second year, you couldn't be on the practice squad. You can be in year 12 and they can pick you up, put you on the practice squad. So it's easier to kind of hold your head above water. You start playing. Next thing you know, you get 2 or 3 more years. And you just never know. I mean, NFL is a not for long business. I always tell people this, man. If Peyton Manning and players like that, Brett Favre can get traded and treated like a piece of meat, anybody can. Nobody's above. I mean, Tom Brady is the greatest quarterback of all time. He had to go to Tampa to get some respect. But that just lets you know what the NFL in his business, right?
Well, they did the same thing to Belichick, even on the coaching side.
Yeah, but Belichick was doing it to other people. Bill Walsh was doing it to other people. He died with one of the biggest regrets of how he treated his players, because it wouldn't have changed how they played, but it changed how he would have got the same. You had Jerry Rice, dude, and Joe Montana. You think if you treated them with like a little bit more respect or whatever, how you handle that process, that they would have played like worse? These are 2 greatest guys of all time. They are who they are. You get what I'm saying? So it's always I mean, I'm not involved in it, but I just, you see guys, some guys you never hear from again. Some guys like that you're drafted with, like Keith Newman. I haven't heard from him in a while, but you try to find guys, and some guys just go off the map, man. And then, you got guys like my friend Brian that's from Ocala, Florida, like sitting around with him, and he was living in my apartment where we were living together. And he's like, I think I'm on the practice squad. My agent wants me to go to Chicago. So he stays on the practice squad with Buffalo, which actually worked out great. Well, then Buffalo brings in another fullback because later, in year 2, he ends up going and playing Chicago for 2 or 3 years. So it actually works out. You just never know, and then that's like a redraft process, because where you go, it is catch-22, because say like we all were in Buffalo, us 3, right? And say one of us ends up on the practice squad, but Buffalo knows us, but the numbers might not just work right. But you could be overzealous and say, you know what, you can get this, like, I want to be on the active roster somewhere. It's kind of like here, I want to play as a freshman. Well, do you want to be on the squad, or do you want to actually be playing?
You want to take
right
$12,000 check, or do you want to wait out and get the $80,000 check at the end of it?
But you could go to somewhere and be on the active roster for 2 weeks, or you can be on the practice squad for a whole season. Somebody could get hurt at a team that knows you, invested some time and money into you, and you get on the field, rest is history. You go to another place for 2 weeks, you are history. You're just another guy that comes through at the bottom of the what do you do? Cover 6 kicks? Make a tackle or 2 of special. Thanks, but you know what? Our one of our quarterbacks, got hurt, so we got to bring in another guy. Sorry. Not only you're not on no practice squad, now you're in the vortex. That's kind of like the transfer portal. It's all kind of, relative.
Well, and the ability to rebrand yourself after being cut.
If you get an opportunity, though, right? Yeah, and that's where your agent, and I'll talk about agents. This is where look, Eric, you can say whatever you want about Drew Rosenhaus. You can say whatever you want. At the end of the day, he does what's best for his players. Okay. Now, is he flamboyant? Yes. Is the way he does his business, is it good business? No, I think he over leverages. Matter of fact, I know he does. I know there's other, like Blake Barats we had on there. He's a great agent. Your agent, an agent makes his money, and a good agent is a guy that puts DPJ and Austin in the best place possible for us to be successful, to have the longest career possible. If we're not drafted first, second, third round.
Yeah, it's the thing of sending you to your best place or sending you to your next place. And there are those agents that
they'll throw you to the wolves.
Take the first job.
Because it's easy. I got you signed. Now but then you're fighting a battle that you're not going to win. And you have some agents though out there. And the good thing is guys talk is that they'll sacrifice a player just to do it. And that's not being a good agent, because ultimately your job is to do his best for everybody, no matter if he's the first round pick, street free agent, high priority free agent in the free agent pool, or somebody that just, battled through some injuries and got cut. Like, like Dylan Ritter right here, right? He was with the Cardinals. He was second round pick now of Atlanta. Now, Kirk Cousins got you, Michael Penix Jr. So now you're at the Cardinals. You're backing up, potentially trying to back up Paco Hercules. Now he's in a thing of, was he really that good for a second-round pick? Yes, he has some, good film, but we're looking at how much can we pay him? Can we get him back on practice squad? Now, all of a sudden, just in a different location, the star and the gleam off of him has just been worn off, and it has maybe not nothing to do with him. You got to think he got traded.
Why'd they cut you? Why'd they let you go?
Right, but he got traded to a whole new system that might not really fit his skill set. He got traded, so he couldn't say that, to a skill set. And essentially, a team like in an organization, sometimes like the Cardinals, will pick up guys in the offseason just to have arms. Just had no intentions of keeping him. You knew who this dude was before you traded for him. Like, you think he just came from Atlanta and all of a sudden, like, what? His arms. You scouted him for 2 years in college at least. You saw him start and actually was supposed to be the quarterback of the future. Then he got hurt and then obviously didn't play well. But nobody on Atlanta played well. That's why you got a new head coach, right? Is that fair?
And some of that is the agent. One, they would tell you never have an agent who hires and fires at the same position you play. Because ultimately it comes down to, hey, if I need to get this big contract sold versus the small contract, teams would rather have the small contract. The agent wants the bigger contract, and it's constant to have those infighting brawls happen. Like, why are you getting him signed? That should have been my deal.
Yeah, and that's really more in the. It really rings true in the draft process, where an agent will come in and you got some of these agents they mass market and mass sign. Well, if you got 3 linebackers, how I know you talking about me? Now, granted, the team's gonna draft who they want, but the scouts and stuff and the GM's got relationships with these guys. You got 4 guys,
good and bad.
You got 4 guys, man. I was saying you can oversaturate your stuff. Oversaturation is not good. It could be perceived as you're doing good, but you cannot service those guys unless you have a plethora of guys that can service everybody with the same energy and focus. And Drew Rosenhaus has been able to do that. He's got him and his brother, and he's got the dude that used to play at the Miami Hurricanes that he's actually fostered and mentored and taught him how to be an agent. And his name is Robert Bailey. So he was a guy that he was a special teams player. He played for the Baltimore Ravens, won a Super Bowl with them. Drew Rosenhaus represented him. He played like 10, 11 years in the league. Now he's a real powerful agent. So where now Robert Bailey can go and be the extension of Drew Rosenhaus and recruit a certain type of player, but he's got Drew Rosenhaus helping him on the negotiation skills. Drew Rosenhaus is using him as a recruiting thing for players that he needs to get in the door with. So it's a great partnership. That's how he's able to survive and have 10 guys be free agents and all of them sign max contracts because they're all working for the same purpose and it's not oversaturation.
And they're getting bang for the buck. That resume and reputation matters. That you're not going to get max money and send me a crap player. Like, you're not going to send me a dude who hasn't been working out because ultimately it's Jay's name.
Right.
Oh, Jay sends Austin Orman. Austin has to work at Jay's level, not Austin's. I have to know that I can take Jay for his word. A lot of this time, like today, was a whole lot of personal. People call them personnel decisions. These were personal decisions today. There were some ones where guys just simply weren't the ones that the head coach or the group coach wanted.
Yeah, and a lot of the cuts that but every team has 2 or 3 guys that you're like, dang, he played for us last year. He actually was a good player. Did he really get as much run? It's like Philadelphia Eagles. Like, I'm looking here. They cut Nick Gates. Nick Gates was starting last year. He got a big contract with the Commanders or whatever they were. Then he went to the Giants. You know what I mean? And then he came back from that gruesome lower leg injury. So there's a lot of guys where you think like, okay, now they're out in space, but there's a lot of guys that like Benny Sapp the third. Like, I know Benny Sapp the second. You know what I mean? He played at Benny Sapp the third, Minnesota, Northern Iowa. Tested out well. Probably didn't get a lot of reps in camp. What do you do? Then now you got to find a place where you get in. You can really get in where you fit in. And it's tough, man. And it's a tough day for the league.
Yeah, it's never fun. I mean, I know it. that sort of immediate closure, Jay, that, whew, like I made it to the first 53. Then you realize it's just the first 53. That can change. Most teams will tell you of the final 3, none of them may make the first day kickoff.
Well, yeah, I mean, the practice squad is bigger now. It used to be only 5. I think it's maybe 10 now or whatever, right? There used to be for once you become a veteran, man, you got to know, you got to see, like, I was just like, I came in the league, so I just knew, hey, I got to make the team. I got to get in where I fit in. I scratched and clawed to make the team the first year. I never forgot that. Played some, thought I established myself. I'm back at ground zero again. The kickback squad, what I call it, special teams. Special teams, I got to play D. Make it again, start. Third year, start. Big Bang Hank put me up, man. He was a great veteran. He taught me the rules because I was just showing, like always worried you might get cut. Even though I'm out here knowing I'm going out there starting, not making much money, so it can't be a salary cap thing. I remember one time he pulled me up going to my 40s. He's like, man, you ain't got nothing to worry about. It's Wednesday. I was like, what do you? And it's the work day, right? I seen guys get cut on Wednesday. Well, back then, the Wednesday of the first week, once you were vested, you in. You in. So you on the salary cap. You on.
It counts.
You
real.
count. Yeah. So you can cut me. I'm gonna still get paid. So, but I didn't know that though. Straight up. I mean, but it was it was actually good to not know because I never lost that edge. But as you get along, you get into year 6, 7, and then, the last 2 years, I always tell people the first 7 years were great. The last 2, I was on the cheerleading squad. I was go down on special teams, play a couple plays. Good job, man. You're doing good, Brandon Moore, man. You're going to be a great little player. But then you just got to know how once you get to 3 games, that's another vested year. I'm looking at retirement. You know what I'm saying? Then I'm like, once you get to 6, we in. Everything changes, but today is not a fun day, man, when you think of all these guys went to camp with the idea and the hope that they're going to make it.
And 53 seems like a lot, but when you look at the number of guys that got cut,
it's
53 seems small.
It's not. 53 is not, especially in the only league that doesn't have a minor league system. Well, you got the new league, but one that's connected directly.
And a greater turnover of injuries that cause you to get into those rosters.
Right.
Like that. I mean, listen, you're in the collision game. Jeez, you're that 53 ain't going to be same 2 weeks in a row.
Well, I mean, you look at, here's a perfect example. A guy that we know because we knew his grandfather. C.J. Beathard played at Iowa, right? He got released with an injury settlement. Just imagine if you're somebody like that. You worked all off season. You're in great shape, and you're a quarterback. You take your drop, throw it. Some defense lineman gets thrown into your ankle. Now you're out in the abyss waiting to get healthy and get an opportunity. And without a minor league system that's directly connected with the unit. Now
we go rehab.
Right now we know the work the Rocks League kind of is, and we've seen it with Adrian. It does work out, but it's not directly because, like, say, and here's an example. Say you're a major league pitcher, right? Yeah. Say you got shoulder stiffness or what, and you get injured, coming out of spring training, and you got to go rehab. They'll send you down to AAA and do like rehab assignments, and you'll be getting signed with whoever team, and then you'll have a direct pathway way back up.
When does that happen in full? When does the NFL say, screw it, it makes more sense for us to have development squads in full, right? Like baseball. Like you don't have to have AAA, AA, single A, but having any A for you to develop players.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, NFL Europe was really good, but I think it went defunct because of insurance and travel and just. But it was a great product. I mean, Kurt Warner came over, London Fletcher, all those guys came from there, so it worked. I think if the Rocks League, what is it called, the UFL, XFL, what is it? I know it's UFL, right?
UFL now, yeah.
So the UFL, I think the NFL would be okay with the UFL being their league or being their like kind of extension, as long as they ain't got to pay for it.
Well, but I mean, they said that for baseball until they realized there was more money in it if they paid for it, and the same for basketball in the G League. Well, they weren't going to pay until they realized, well, that makes way more sense for us to pay because we're getting more bang for the buck.
Yeah. I think it's an insurance thing with the NFL with tons of players, but I think if you could find some cost sharing and stuff like that, if you did 4 games in the spring, whenever it could be, there's no competition. A great place to send somebody that's, say you just got 2-year run in college or you got stupid injuries, right? And but he has a ton of talent to get him some reps, or somebody that just didn't get enough. He's got a big arm, just don't have to work on his mechanics.
And in your system,
yeah,
like you could
or a coach that that can get him better. Like if you had a quarterback, you send him to Barry.
Yeah.
All right, I need to see him in a year, and this is what I need him to get better at: A, B, C, and D.
All of that's in play. I think I sent you the video of Barry's young men. And it's that very thing that you can go through and develop. And if you develop them under your watch and under your program, you can have 3 17-year-old quarterbacks who know your system, know your verbiage and otherwise. And it changes. I'm surprised, quite frankly, that the NFL hasn't done a minor league yet. Because for an off-season town where you want people interested in still spending money on the NFL, that's a really good way to do it.
You know what's crazy is that when I was in Buffalo, they had an arena team. That's when arena was like really popping. Remember, like the Arizona Rattlers were more popular than the Cardinals back in the day.
Yeah,
that was really close because I think Buffalo might have picked up some guys, or if guys were trying to keep their name alive and go in there. But I don't I would do it like the G League or whatever, where they go to camp with you, even if they are, and say even if it's ongoing for like the first quarter of the year, of the NFL, where they're playing a different type of day or something. Is good. I think it's good. And then also even better,
Tuesday night development football would still generate money.
Yeah. And you can send some coaches that are, say, the entry level coaches and fast track them to be really good coaches.
You have a whole staff of analysts and consultants that would be perfect for it.
Yeah. I mean, think guys that want to coach, you say, or if somebody that wants to get back into coaching or is okay with being, say you had like a guy that's like your senior whatever in the NFL, former head coach, and he's a little older, so he probably doesn't, maybe like Pete Carroll. No, I mean, obviously Pete Carroll wants to be a head coach, but somebody like Pete Carroll, and he wants to head this up, and he wants to develop coaches, he wants to develop players. But you also get Pete Carroll on Sundays, and obviously during the week. I mean, obviously there's other things that are good. I think it'd be great.
What if you had a walk-on league that for college that played? I mean, you've got 65.
They used to have a freshman league.
I mean, it becomes a thing, right? That you're actually getting something for that development, right? That you could have a JV league, have a JV Big Ten, have a conference.
Yeah. Or
guys, if you're not on the 70 man,
if you're not on the 70, if you've never played on Saturday, or if you've only played one time on Saturday or 2 times during the non-cons,
haven't burned your red shirt.
You want to come in and play. You want to play on Tuesday night. Yeah, you've got all these analysts that you're trying to figure out how to get recruiters back in the game. Well, this is a way, and this is where you get tape, and this is where you get resume. And it also adds to the value of the young people because they're getting game tape. Right. Even if it's JV tape, look, if you want them into the transfer portal to help people, if your mom and dad and your dude's a walk-on and he gets 6 JV games, oh my goodness, there's bang for the buck.
Hey, I'm going to tell you this. If that ever happened, I'm telling you, there will be guys that will be in this league. Even if you did it regional, say you had like 4 games and you played like Iowa State, Kansas State. That's
drivable,
right?
Right.
There will be, I'm telling you, there will be guys that play in that league and ball out that will get overpaid than the guys that play in the big, because you're like, man.
But that's what you,
right?
I mean, that's what
you know
it's
what I mean?
for.
Say he lights it up, whatever. Like, oh,
yeah,
that's our backup quarterback. That's our future number 1.
Well, you knew practice squad guys who gave the starters and the second team the work, and it would have been great. Their big frustration, right, is that they don't get seen. You don't get known, and then you're in the transfer portal. What if you don't have practice tape? Well, get game tape. If you just simply said Nebraska JV plays Iowa State, the 4 closest drivable universities, D1 universities, right? Do it on a Wednesday. Play the game on Wednesday night. No real distraction. No real bother from the varsity guys. You get the same. You're making money now.
Yeah.
And a lot of these guys are going to be scholarship guys next year, right? They're going to be dudes on scholarship. So listen, if you open the gate for JV football and 4,000 people showed up, you're okay.
Yeah, and you could do it at different locations or something. I mean, obviously, we're solving the world's problems here,
Well, yeah,
but I'm sure there's more
so,
to it.
So let's take this at the college level. Would you want it to be like high school, where you have one of your varsity assistants is the JV head coach, right? With like Matt Rule give Tony White, say, hey, you're in charge of the JV team. Or is Tony White's time more valuable as defensive coordinator and game planning that you give it to?
It's the young guy. It's the young guy.
Young
like
guys.
the Voracek?
It's
No,
not even no.
like
They're analysts. They're guys who are around the program who do maintenance work, and they're out there with film study, and they're outside the building. And you don't need 20 coaches on Wednesday night for JV. That's 6 coaches who you're just putting things in play so that you can get tape on players. You can see, hey, you know what, this guy looks like a dude, but I can't use him on Saturday because I'm 4 deep there. But I want to use him. Listen, if you told me you were going to send Daniel Kalen to play 2 JV games with Carter Nelson, I'm watching.
With bricks. And
like I'm watching.
Pile and
I'm watching.
Sledge,
I'm watching. It's value for Kalen. It's value for Nelson. It's value for the program. It's value for the fan base. Because you get to see, and guess what, Mom and Dad, that's the only time you're gonna get to see it, and you can make money streaming JV football.
Yeah, it'd be, I mean, I think the freshman team or whatever, ended a little bit before I got here, but I would say this: one of my fondest memories of being at Nebraska was being when I was a redshirt, and so you're going against I'm going against a pretty good team every day. We all are, all of us as freshmen. We taking our lumps. And on Wednesdays after practice, they would allow us to scrimmage. The guys that either were, 3rd or 4th on the depth chart and us red shirts. And when I tell you, when I tell you it was like all out war, right? Because we got to play our defense. We got to kind of show what we've gotten better. Just kind of just stay fresh, and all the coaches watched. And so you got to think of the likes of Mike Rucker, Jason Wills, Joel Makovica, all the offensive linemen, Josh Hesku, all those guys that ended up starting on national championship teams. We all went at it as red shirts, and that's what helped us get better. It helped us to continue along our development. Now, I will tell you this for guys that are young or potentially thinking about going to college. I said this before. If you're a red shirt, my advice to you is to take every single rep on the look squad. You will beat more people out as a red shirt if you attack it the right way, and especially because you can play 4 games. And I think, DP, that's what they're kind of using the 4-game red shirt thing, is I can get you in 4 games. But I know what your point is. You can play 4 full games.
Oh my
versus
goodness.
playing a couple series.
And
so it's kind of a little bit of a compromise.
Well, it's also that because if you're playing on Saturday as a piecemeal end of game player, you're getting a series. You're getting 1 series. We don't get to see how you play when you're tired. We don't get to see when you're put in different situations. Usually those are blowout situations at the end of a Saturday game. Well, what if you're actually competing in a JV game? That stuff is missed to see, okay, who takes leadership of that group, who kind of leans to the back. And you get to see quarterbacks in a different way. You get to see coaches. You know what? Oh, maybe that's a better in-game coach than the one we have.
Yeah.
It's a real, I have never been a fan of them removing that from college football. I thought from that, or all college sports, as a matter of fact, because if you told me that JV basketball was going to do the same thing, I would be all in. And you're talking about 10 players on the JV team who are just all playing. You're playing Concordia, you're playing Wesley and Doane, and you get to see players.
Yeah.
And you get to see who measures up. And then the side of it, I think college football has an opportunity because the pros are showing the way. Like, they're showing you, one, you need more practice players. As much as you like to say you don't, you need more practice players.
Yeah.
Because if you don't have enough, The reps on the NFL level aren't good.
Yeah.
Like pro reps just got better today. When you cut some of the excess fat, now you got dudes that, quite frankly, they're in the building and they're looking right across at the dude they're competing with.
Yeah, and they know what they got to do.
Yep.
Yeah, I wish the college. I think it would keep more. I think it would keep kids around more because they're actually playing football.
You see the vision that they have laid out for you. See the path. Like, hey, this is how I fit in this system.
You got a game.
Here's a guy. Here's an example ahead of me.
It's the payoff.
We're playing.
It's the payoff.
Right. And even if it's 3 or 4 games, you could work towards it. Like, hey, we got to ramp it up, man. We got a game. We're playing Kansas State. You get and then you could build some stuff to it. Now, I'm sure there's other factors to it, and the whole roster, roster management that's going to come around the corner at 105. But I think you could. I think, and maybe I'm biased, I think players would stay around because they're actually playing football. Now, I will tell you, when you have a practice where everybody's practicing and playing football is different than some of the places or some of the regimes we had prior that you guys a lot of guys were standing around. So I think that helps. But I think being able to, like DP said, see who's actually a leader. Like having command of a huddle is something that you can't see when I look at your huddle tape or when I see you at 7-on-7. How you like. I remember learning how to call a defense. You got to think, and it was there before we go to break. I went from listening and waiting for Phil Ellis and Doug Coleman to call the defense to the next year calling it. It's a total different, and how you call it and how you command the huddle is a big part of playing quarterback and obviously middle linebacker or whoever the play caller is. You can't get it out of your huddle tape because all you're seeing is, we're throwing a post route, we're throwing a go route. So those are things you would be able to see if you were able to play some sort of freshman football or whatever you want to call it. And you could develop some coaches a lot faster too. So anyways, good segment. Jay Foreman, DP, Austin. Quick break. We'll be right back.
Where will your path take you, traveler? To seek fortune in a new career? Or on a journey to distant lands for a well-deserved vacation? Wherever you go, one distraction could spell disaster. You can change your fate, adventurer. Don't drive distracted. Paid for by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
Are you ready to join a family-owned local company that values innovation, integrity, and excellence? Look no further than Lincoln Industries. They're hiring for first and third shift production roles, as well as multiple engineering and sales positions. Whether you're an engineer ready to design groundbreaking solutions or a sales professional eager to connect with clients, they've got a place for you. Come join their family. Visit www.lincolnindustries.com for more information.
This is former Husker and NFL linebacker Jay Foreman. For years, I've suffered from degenerative problems in both of my ankles, but thanks to a thorough and thought-out plan provided by Advanced Medical Imaging, I was able to get my life back with the least amount of pain as possible. While working through multiple options, the team of physicians at Advanced Medical Imaging were there to answer any questions I had. If you're experiencing any pain at all and want to get your life back, go to amimaging.com or give them a call at 402-484-6677. Advanced Medical Imaging, located at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard.
The 2024 Nebraska football season is here, and we need you to be a part of the Sea of Red Memorial Stadium this fall. A limited number of Husker football single-game tickets are on sale now and are only available while supplies last. Don't miss out on any of the action this season by getting yours before it's too late. To purchase your Husker football single-game tickets, visit huskers.com/tickets. Go Big Red.
Big box stores are tempting for buying equipment for your high schooler in sports or for yourself in your sports leisures. But buying new is awfully expensive. Why not go somewhere with new and used options? Play It Again Sports has quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And it's more than baseball, softball, and golf. They also have equipment for disc golf, fitness, hockey, and more. Plus, they're always buying products. Bring your gear you're done with and get trade money on the spot. Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
Hey guys, it's your girl Jordan from Sartor Heyman Jewelers. Have an anniversary coming up? I've got you covered. Celebrate your love with the timeless elegance of jewelry. This anniversary, give the gift of sapphires, emeralds, rubies, or gold. Find the perfect piece that reflects the beauty and depth of your commitment. Whether it's your first anniversary or your 50th, surprise your loved one with a gem as beautiful and rare as she is. Until next time, this is Jordan at Sartor Heyman Jewelry. Happy shopping, guys.
Hey Husker Nation, this is Todd Euler, two-time national champion, here to talk to you about Window World Lincoln. At Window World, we specialize in replacement windows, doors, siding, and roofing. Whether you're looking to enhance the beauty of your home or increase its energy efficiency, we've got you covered. And here's the best part. We offer the best for less. Our team is dedicated to providing top quality products and exceptional service at affordable prices. We want to earn your business and make your home improvement dreams a reality. So why wait? Contact Window World Lincoln today at 464-7313 or visit our website at windowworldlincoln.com. Window World Lincoln, where quality meets affordability.
Get rid of pesky critters once and for all with Bats to Rats. Their expert team is here to help you reclaim your home. No more sleepless nights caused by crawling critters or flapping wings. Bats to Rats ensures a safe environment for every family member. Check the website at batstoRats.com for amazing offers. And if you mention this ad, you'll receive $10 off your initial inspection cost. Call Bats to Rats today at 402-781-8691. That's 402-781-8691. Bats to Rats.
I'm softball player Jordy Ball, and I'm proud of my Nebraska roots, and I'm proud to be back home. And at Midwest Bank, they're proud to be your local community bank. They believe in family first, taking initiative, showing integrity, and rolling up their sleeves to support their local communities. They treat everyone like family, no matter where you're from. Whether you walk into a branch in York, Lincoln, Norfolk, or Pierce, you know you're going to be welcomed with a smile. Your community, your bank, Midwest Bank.
Rain, snow, or shine, John Henry's is here to keep your home's plumbing systems working properly no matter what kind of weather Nebraska throws at us. From unclogging toilets and drains to installing new water heaters and water treatment systems, John Henry's is your plumbing expert in the Lincoln and Omaha communities. Visit us at calljh.com or call
John Henry's.
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing. Heating and air.
and electrical.
Explain to me again why we're sleeping on the ground.
Because we're thramping. Thrift camping. It's saving us money and getting us closer to nature.
But we don't need to thramp. I just combined our home and auto insurance with our State Farm agent, so we have a rate that fits our budget.
All right. Do you think our agent can bring us an air mattress?
Call your local State Farm agent, Vinny Krekak, at 402-474-1173.
Individual premiums and budgets will vary by customer. All applicants subject to State Farm underwriting requirements.
With the Planet Fitness Black Card, you don't just get a great workout, you get a great perk out because your membership is packed with perks. For $1 down and $24.99 a month, you'll get perks like access to any of our 2,400 clean and spacious locations. Bring a friend anytime and both work out with tons of equipment that'll give you that big fitness energy. Relax in the Black Card spa and more. Work out and perk out with the PF Black Card. Join for just $1 down and $24.99 a month. Hurry.
This deal ends soon.
See Home Club for details.
Back to old school with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Well, we're back. Jay Foreman, DP, Austin Norman. We're live on the stream, as you can tell, in full effect. Good discussion, though, about trying to develop players, all that stuff, the process for the NFL, what it means to be a black shirt, and all that stuff. You generally get into these type of topics as you get closer to the season is here. Obviously, week 0, and then you got Colorado and company playing on Thursday.
4 sleeps? Is that what it is?
For us, yeah.
4 sleeps?
Ain't nobody gonna be sleeping. I mean, really, when you look at UTEP and you just, I always just try to. I think sometimes people can just overthink football. Like, don't show up and talk about what can go wrong. It's like, well, what I'm gonna make go right. And just kind of look at, okay, let's look where we're at. Let's be realistic and look at us and have some humility. And let's look at who we're playing. Let's look at personality. I'm a firm believer, and I'm sure the decision makers do this. One of the things I learned also, and so I'm just like to talk about the things that I learned, not about the 90s, learned that as to help me to become a better player. And I always talk about Henry Jones. We call him Big Bang Hank. My man was smooth as all get out. I'm telling you, man, Henry Jones was a dude. And big shout out to his daughter. She made the Olympic team. And Henry was a great. He went to Illinois. So Henry was like, man, you need to start studying personalities. And I was like, what are you talking about? Right? I'm a young dude, don't know anything. And I used to just kind of sit next to, like, he had his 2 seats on the bus and then I would sit on the other side. So we would just kind of just rap a little bit, and just go back and forth. And he's always, he's just always, I was fortunate enough to be, on a team like that where he was an established player, Pro Bowl player, but never turned his nose up at, a young rookie trying to figure it out. But as I got older and we started to play and he had to depend on me, he's like, man, you about to be out there, bro. You better start studying some personalities. And I said, what do you mean? He's like, you need to start looking at the coordinator and who the coordinator or the coach is. They're going to coach like their generally like their personality. So when you think about it, Bill Cowher, former linebacker, kind of special teams guy. What is he? Hard-nosed, tough, Pittsburgh. Mike Tomlin, motivator, defensive back. But if you watch how he played when he was at William and Mary, he trying to knock your block off, right? And even he was a receiver, actually, but a very physical receiver. So you got to start studying personalities and stuff like that. So when you look at UTEP, you got a young, energetic coach, a young, inexperienced, energetic staff. You can't say they're experienced. They're all they're the third youngest in the league, and is he the youngest
head coach.
Youngest head coach. So you got to study how he is, right? Energetic. What does he want? He's trying to build him up, and the first thing see right here, he says, what is it? Relentless, fearless, fast, and physical, right? So
the 3 Fs.
Right?
Wait.
No.
Wait a minute.
You just have been decommitted from Duke because you're not a Duke. You wouldn't say that. But when you think of physical, that means he wants you to play hard and all that, right? Fearless. That means he got that from going. He wants you just to come in that way. Like I would think, like, okay, when they're trying to play fearless, that means they're just going to come into a situation like this and try to catch you by surprise.
Well, go make plays.
Right, but
don't be afraid.
Right, they're going to empty the clip.
Yep.
Every playbook is on the table.
Yep.
Every play in the playbook is on the table. And then fast, right? That's where we talked about the tempo, right? And so if you lined them all our fast players against their fast players, I like our chances. So fast meaning they're going to try to do everything and then just try to hit on one. So when you look at the personality, that'll help you as a player, at least from my perspective and my, experience was like, okay, this is what I need to see. You know what I mean? Like, here's an example. We played the Jets, right? And so they had a tight end. Actually, his name is Anthony Beck. His son actually is the starting quarterback for Iowa State. So he was a first-round pick. Remember Anthony Beck, big old dude, right? Run very fast, but he's an Italian, big dude. So he's trying to reinvent himself as Mark Bavaro. So that's who he said, who is here, like who he grew up watching. That's who he'd like to be. So right there, I know how you gonna play. Right. So when he ran, a big route that we had to go against when I was playing in the pros was the so-called option route. All it was, an option route back then, was they'd run into you as fast as possible, see if they can knock you over, and then they wave their hand and say they're open. So you had to know how to play it. So some guys were more finesse, right? So like a Marcus Pollard when he ran into a Dilger, it's more finesse. They're trying to shake you and then deke you out and go the other way because they were really good athletic.
Whatever
athletes.
leverage is what we'll take the other.
Well, then Anthony Beck, he coming in there, he just going head.
You go try to Debo you. You go try to Debo Jay Foreman.
Your boy hit me one time, man, and I was like in a hook drop. He just like blindsided me. Now the ref called it. I was like, bro, that wasn't even close to a route. But that was his option route. So when you kind of can study personalities, it can give you a leg up to kind of know how they're going to call plays. Like, okay, for another example, Rex Ryan and like Buddy Ryan, what are they going to do, DP?
Yeah, physical football. They're going to defend. They're going to blitz.
And they're
going to gap control.
Right.
They're going to do all that as much pressure and making bad quarterbacks make quick bad decisions. They're going to trust themselves that they're going to force a good quarterback to make bad decisions, but they know they can make bad quarterbacks make bad decisions
all the time. And so, like, we don't play Michigan this year. Wink Martindale. Well, who was his mentor? One of the Ryans. So, what do you think Michigan is going to do? They're going to run man to man, and they're going to blitz all the way from the high safety to try to hit you on that. So they're gonna disguise.
I would rather force you to do a thing you don't want to do than allow you to do the thing that you can't.
Right.
And that's a simple rule. That's what basketball people who run presses. You know what? I'm pressing you because I don't want you in what you normally run.
Right.
I want the ball in the hands of people who ain't used to having the ball in their hands.
And that's what I mean. It's all strategy, and that's where experience. That's where having a zest to learn more in this game. Everybody thinks like, it just comes like, I got to catch a 50-50 ball. I got to shake somebody, and like learning how to be a football player. That's is as important, or sometimes more important, because athletic ability is generally kind of.
There are no real bad athletes at this level.
Right. Yeah. You're not starting wide receiver running a 5.54.
Right.
Yeah.
You've got some juice in the squeeze. And then it's a matter of, okay, if I know what Jay Foreman wants to do, can I take away one of the things that he does well?
Yeah.
Can I take away, you know what? I'm not going to let him be physical with me. I'm going to make him be athletic with me. Or if
vice versa.
Right? Like just to flip it. So yeah, it's always funny when you get to the psychology of the people and you say coaches coach from their own profile. It's 100% true.
Right.
It's what teams are going to represent the coach's personality more than anything else. They used to say it was the strength coach. No, they'll speak to themselves in the strength coach's voice because they talk to him the most.
Right.
Him yelling at them.
Yeah.
Figuring out how to get through chaos.
Yeah.
But how they play is through the coach.
Yeah. Well, another example is, before we go to break, is like the Atlanta Falcons, right? We bought, I like Kyle Shanahan, but it sooner or later he had to throw the ball. Now we got to give a big shout out to my man with the ankle bracelets over there. This is great viewing down here. Look, he's heading back to where he needs to go. But if there was anybody ever to be fashionable with an ankle bracelet, he did it.
Well, there's always a story.
But he's embraced it. Look, he's got a headband on, just got off work, got his work shirt on, sweatpants, got his socks pulled up, making sure, listen, I am who I am. I like that. But Kyle Shanahan, 28-3, it was just eating at him to have a series where he had to throw the ball. He had to show everybody what a great coordinator he was.
Watch this.
Yeah.
Watch this. Call them Usher moments, man. Watch this.
Yeah, that's exactly. Yeah, that was the internet, or whatever we talked about on the crossover with pause or whatever. That was it. Remember when people would make fun, and then
you need me to run the ball?
Yeah. No, watch it. Yeah, and that's the way it goes. I think the guys that are able to kind of get out of their own way and do it generally are successful. So, anyways, another great segment. We're gonna take a quick break. Come back. Jay Foreman, DP Austin, put a bow on this bad boy on this Tuesday. Old school. We'll be right back.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait. Apply now.
You don't think about your roof very often, but you should never take it for granted. Roofing Service Company takes every measure to provide you with the highest quality roofing solution. Whether it's a new roof installation, roof repair, or a re-roofing project, their overall goal is to provide you with a pleasant experience and a long-lasting roof. If you have a need for siding or gutters, they're your place too. Visit roofingservicecompany.com for more info today.
Liberty Law Group is committed to the defense of liberty for those accused and the pursuit of justice for those injured. Liberty Law Group's relentless trial attorneys specialize in criminal defense and personal injury law. Navigating the legal system can be stressful, overwhelming, and full of uncertainty. We believe in treating every client with respect, compassion, and understanding. When you're in need of legal assistance, trust Liberty Law Group to fight for you. Call 877-42-LIBERTY. That's 877-42-LIBERTY.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. And Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
Ready to add a dash of Southern flavor to your week? At Wings and Rings, their brand new Southern fried wings have arrived for a limited time. Indulge in the irresistible goodness of large, traditional bone-in wings coated in a crispy beer batter and fried to perfection. Try them with hot honey or any other sauces. And for those busy summer days coming up, look no further than their Southern Fried Wings Family Bundle. Wings and Rings, 2 Lincoln locations on O Street or Village Lane.
Become part of the Landmark difference today. Landmark Implement, your John Deere dealer, is currently hiring in our parts departments. As a member of our team, you'll assist customers in finding the right parts for their equipment, manage inventory, and collaborate with sales and service. Whether you're a seasoned professional or just starting out, there's a place for you at our dealership. Apply today and grow your career with Landmark Implement, where your skills make a difference in the ag community every day. See full details online at landmark.careers.
IT issues wreaking havoc on your day? It's time to hire the experts. It's time to hire Hamilton. When it comes to your business, you don't have time to worry about network security, data backup, and protection, or support when devices slow down or stop working. At Hamilton, we ensure that your technology is up to speed and works as hard as you do. Don't let IT issues slow you down. You deserve better. Hire Hamilton at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
MWR is dedicated to building attractive, affordable steel buildings that exceed your expectations. From commercial to residential to agricultural storage, steel buildings are cost-effective, attractive, and versatile. Plus, they're a lasting investment and an ideal choice. MWR uses Sentinel Building Systems out of Albion and can service you all over the state and region. If you have interest in a steel building, post frame building, or fencing, give MWR a call today at 402-980-5273 or go to mwrbuildingandfence.com.
Working at Continental in Lincoln isn't a job, it's a career. And right now they've raised wages again, and they're hiring for production operators at $25.60 per hour, which grows to $30.12 per hour within 3 years. Skilled trade positions now start at $34.51 per hour with opportunities to make more based on certifications. Continental also has salary jobs available and great benefits, plus medical and prescription costs at very low premiums. Dental, vision, and life insurance are offered at no premium cost to the associates with increased bonuses and vacations for new hires. To learn more or apply, go to continental-jobs.com with keyword Lincoln. Come work at Continental today.
Your sprinklers are watering the street or flooding your backyard. If you're on a list that doesn't exist, it's time for Judson Irrigation. At Judson Irrigation, Lee or Lacey or Judson will make an appointment. You pick the time and they'll be there to fix your sprinkler system. Now that's service, a dying art these days.
Keep summer green. Call Judson Irrigation 402-420-6277 or judsonirrigation.com.
You already know that Select Plumbing takes care of all your plumbing needs, including water heaters, faucet repairs, leaks, drips, sump pumps, and more. Now, they're able to help you with your heating and air conditioning as well. Select Plumbing has recently expanded into residential heating and air, and they're excited to bring this new service to their complete list of plumbing services. Call to book an appointment today at 402-560-6197 or go to selectplumbinginc.com, serving Lincoln, Seward, Milford, and the surrounding areas.
Are you tired of the same old entertainment options? How about something that's truly fun for both kids and adults? Nebraska Knockerball, the new place to go for your private and corporate parties. Step inside one of their inflatable spears and let out stress in a healthy form of exercise. Or try the human foosball, foot darts, yard pong, giant beer pong, basketball Connect 4, and much more. Nebraska Knockerball, specializing in physical, engaging fun. Call Nebraska Knockerball today at 402-460-8724 to learn more or book a reservation now.
Back to old school with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Quick segment, Jay Foreman, DP Austin. Before we get, I want to ask you guys. Obviously, it's been for up there in the Buffalo, the Colorado. The haze is definitely in the barn because they're playing in less than 48 hours. Real quick, what's your take come Thursday night? Considering that they kicked your boy from Denver Post. He said, listen, man, he pulled the Steve. This is what people think. Everybody thinks that this is the first time it's happened. Steve Spurrier told the dude right in front of everybody. I was living in Charlotte when he did it. He said, since this dude here, and he pointed at him. He said, since this dude over here wants to keep saying stuff that's going to hurt our program, here's what I'm going to do. Everybody that wants one-on-one, we're going to go over there. If you're not associated with him and you're like in print or whatever, we'll go in this room. He's like, but as long as he's in here, I'm not answering questions.
We do know that this has happened before, right? This is the part, about Nebraska media that makes my head hurt. You know that there's accountability in other places. Like, just because Nebraska allows 48 people, 240 with blogs and with a podcast to allow them coverage, you know that doesn't happen in other places, right? You ask a dumb question in Washington, D.C., they will kick you out immediately.
Yeah. I think this is
it's
probably...
It's funny because it's Deion.
It's funny. I mean...
Like, but
I would have probably had a little
expect?
bit more thin skin than that. I would have didn't even care. I'd just be laughing. Like, dog, listen, I took over a program and won one game. We won 4, and I brought more money to Boulder. And now, granted, has Deion been perfect? No. I'm not saying that. But this is what you do. This is what you're doing. Do you not? You write for the Denver Post. Go concentrate on Sean Payton, what he did to a Hall of Fame quarterback. Then come up to Boulder, and then start talking to me after that.
It's like Dabo. What reporter in the room knows more about football than Dabo? None.
That dude that called in that
Tyler
night.
from Spartanburg, baby.
Right. Like that. Like that's the funny thing. So what reporter? What yokel reporter in Boulder, Colorado knows more than football about Deion Sanders? Like, just at some point,
Deion's not for everybody. I get it. And Deion probably, I'll tell you, I know people that work with Deion at the NFL Network. He's not for everybody. But I also think Colorado.
That's wild. That's all I'm saying.
Colorado's.
It's Boulder, bro.
He act like Deion doing this, and they just coming off a national championship.
It's not even Denver. It's Boulder.
The Bruce Lee of BS. Because here's what happens with a lot of these dudes ever do this. They get on that yak, that cognac, or that bourbon, and then they real dicey with them. I'm telling you, they will slice and dice you up with those words, when they get into print.
It's their moment, right?
Yeah.
We talk about coaches. Hey, watch this. Columnists are the same way.
They really are. And again,
you should be embarrassed to get kicked out.
Rule of the game is simple. Never say anything to a coach that you wouldn't say in a dark room alone with that coach. I
never thought about it like that.
Like, listen, don't say anything about people. Don't talk about players as though they're not in the room. If you're going to talk, that's why you don't hear me criticize players and go, that dude's terrible.
Right.
Nope. Every player we talk about at this station is a better football player than I ever was.
Right.
So guess what? Every coach is better than I was.
Right.
I can ask questions about, what? I'll ask you what your experience and knowledge is. I'll ask the coach what his experience and knowledge is, but I'm never going to question his decision-making or his knowledge of the game. Bruh, I deserve to be kicked out the room.
Right. Yeah, I mean, and it's all how I always say you can say something and be respectful. Like if you got 4 fumbles, the first thing that we doing in practice is ball handling drills. Stores are, this is horrible. These guys can't hold. I mean, at that point, you more of a personal attack versus.
You can't even do that at Domino's Pizza, bro. I can't walk into Domino's in any country and go, hey, bro, I don't like the way your fingers touching that dough. Shut up. You don't know.
Or tell them how to make the dough.
Right. Like, I can't. You
Domino's
can't go
been around.
to. Like, stop it. Stop it. It's just too much.
It'll be interesting to see what happens come Thursday.
Yeah. Well, we'll be watching just like everybody else.
They're going to be.
We're watching just like everybody else.
Prime.
They did the job.
Prime.
They got us to look.
Prime.
Made you watch.
It's the debut of Warren Sapp, D-line coach, and Damian Lewis.
Is it? Made you watch.
Phil Loho must have been Ozempic, man. I seen that brother, man. That dude's down like 250, 100 pounds. Big shout out to Phil Loho, though, man. He's a good brother, even though he went to Oklahoma. Anyways, another good day. Old school. We'll holler at you tomorrow. Ticket is live in effect on the stream. Jay Foreman, DP Austin. We'll holler at you on Hump Day.
Play ball! Looking for the ultimate change-up from the typical family nights? How about a Grand Slam good time with friends and coworkers? Then unleash the fun at Haymarket Park with an action-packed, thrilling season of Salt Dogs baseball. Choose from 50 home games now through August with daily and weekly specials your whole pack can enjoy, including group discounts. Don't miss out on the magic and the excitement. Strike three, you're out! Visit saltdogs.com to reserve your tickets today. Unleash the fun.
Shopping for new flooring is different today. Getting your questions answered, making the right selection, getting the best value, and installed quickly and professionally. Visit ostreetcarpet.com or shop our store. We'll answer all your questions and help you make the right choice. You'll be enjoying your new floor in just days for less than you'd pay elsewhere. Carpet, vinyl, wood, laminate, tile, and area rugs. We've got it all.
O Street Carpet.
1732 O Street. Family owned and operated. Always the best value.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Infrastructure, a veteran-owned local company proudly serving Lincoln, Lancaster County, and the surrounding areas. Bauer provides quality work at an affordable price, and they're growing rapidly. If you want to experience a career with a fast-paced, family-friendly environment, visit BauerInfrastructure.com. They have top-of-the-line benefits, year-round work, even through the winter.